Hello everyone, this is Dom, running solo commentary here. We're going to be watching the last match of round 4. This is between Joe. He's playing Bant Aggro, and he's up against Hunter, who's playing the blue-black artifact Tezzeret control deck. And he takes a very quick mulligan. They both take a quick mulligan. I didn't actually get a good look. Alright, this hand looks very strong for Joe. It's a good 6. Hunter is okay if he can draw a blue mana. He does have the Tezzeret make Darksteel Citadel a 5/5 combo, which could be pretty good. Thalia could cause trouble. It does. It is a Nombo with Collected Company. But he'd probably just play the Noble Hierarch and then see where his draw takes him. Revel Arc, always pretty good against the control decks. And bring back dead things. You could go for the Noble. That's actually not that great here. Joe locks it on Smiter, so he's going to have a play this turn and next turn, presumably. So he's going to shock, cast Thalia. Thalia is not really good news for the deck that I believe plays 2 main deck creatures. And he's probably going to wish he had go for the 3rd to kill that. He also just can't cast any spells right now. He needs to draw a blue land or a black spell. Okay, he drew the island. I'd say Swamp would have been a disaster there. I guess he's going to pay 2 and cast Serum Visions. And he finds Mana Leak. It's not too great. It's particularly bad against Loxodon Spider. Looks like he put Mindslaver on the bottom and Swamp on the bottom. Joe draws Plains. So he's just going to cast his Smiter and get him for 2, I would imagine. I guess he's going to attack first. I guess that makes sense. Usually you should attack first before you play your creature, unless it like has Exalted or restricts your opponent in some way. Alright, here comes the Smiter. It is a 4/4. This is a 3-turn clock. Hunter draws Duress, which is not great. It can take the Collected Company. I think he's just going to leave up Mana Leak and take his hit here, and then hope to Tezzeret the Darksteel Citadel. Joe draws another plane, so he can cast Revel Arc next turn. He's obviously not casting any spells right now, so. Alright, he gets in for 6. If it's 100 to 12, he's going to need some way to interact with the board. He draws Mistvein Border Post. Okay, so you can pay 1 and bounce a land rather than pay its mana cost. So, as far as I can tell, this will still only cost 1 mana to play. The question is, can he wait? Can he wait to cast Tezzeret, I think is the question. Because it costs 1 more, he has to tap the Darksteel Citadel. It's not super relevant though. He can still cast his Mana Leak, and even with the extra mana, he couldn't do anything else. Joe draws Caduc Teak. That's kind of gross. So you could play Revel Arc. Revel Arc would get mana leaked. I actually really like casting Galaxy here. He's going to attack first. And Hunter drops to 6. Oh, Joe's just going to pass and step Collected Company. I think that's actually a really good play here. He knows Hunter is going to have to cast a spell now. He cannot cast that Critter Command. So he's going to have to go land Tezzeret, make Darksteel 5/5. So if he can Collected Company into 4 power, he just wins the game. And Joe's going to end step the company, and unless he misses pretty hard, this game's going to be over. If he just hits like basically any 2 creatures. He finds Heartwood Storyteller and Dauntless Escort. That should be lethal. And he draws a land. Turn all the guys sideways, and that should do it. In comes the team. And Joe's going to take game 1. Pretty quick first game. I'm going to go take a look at their possible sideboard options. And we see Joe with... he could board into this like weird combo thing. It actually is probably good against a slow deck. The Greater Good, Gifts Ungiven, Lab Maniac, Blasting Station, Safi, Revel Arc, weird combo-y stuff. We'll talk about it more if it comes up in the next game. Aside from that, he actually doesn't have much by way of naturalized sort of effects. See, Hunter has Witchbane Orm could stop the Blasting Station combo, but I don't know if that's probably not worth it. He just wants more removal. I'm not sure if he'll bring in Drown and Sorrow. He does have the Flash Freeze is very good here, as is Lifebane Zombie, I think, is in his pool. Yeah, so both of those cards are very strong. And yeah, that might be it. They're still boarding. Look through this one more time. Disdainful Stroke. I think he moved it into the main deck. I think we saw that last week, but he definitely wants. Yeah, he probably wants that. He stops some 4 and 5 drops. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I think Joe's deck is very well suited to beat control decks. He is only 1 and 3, but his win was against Scott, who is playing the other controlling deck. And he made that last game look pretty easy, although Hunter was having mana issues, so worth being aware of. Hunter will be on the play again as they continue to sideboard. It's like Hunter is ready to start the game. Joe must be thinking through something. I wonder. Oh, he does have the protection from blue, Great Sable Stag, blue and black, so he probably wants to board that in. Missed that the first pass through. Mirror Crusader is good. I think it's main deck. Grand Abolisher is fine. Vexing Shusher is okay. He definitely has options. He does have this Reclamation Sage to board in. So yeah, he actually has some pretty good options, and he may be making already a pretty good matchup better. Hunter already mulliganed. He does have. His hand's okay. He's got some removal. Oh. Never mind. Oh, he did draw a 6-card hand. Okay, so this is a real hand. Although it's probably a mulligan. Not actually sure what happened there. Joe's hand looks very good, actually. He has 2 save creature effects and a Reclamation Sage. A Hunter with the keep here, so he's got a mana leak. Joe's going to probably play Temple Garden. So have to be careful not to play this island, because he can't cast Safi or Extoder off of an island. Hunter draws Drowned in Sorrow, so he's definitely on the Sweeper's plan. Still 2 black mana away, though. Joe draws Gadok Teague. Whatever he plays here is almost certainly going to get countered. I guess it might not counter Safi. I'm sure Gadok Teague will get countered. Joe probably should know this, which I think means he'll play Safi. Yeah. Hunter lets it resolve, and now we're going to miss land drops. This could be a very quick match. Joe probably now casts the Escort. I liked Hunter's accidental 6-card hand. That hand actually seemed good. I'm not sure where that came from. It was kind of confusing. We'll have to ask about that. Joe attacks for 2, plays Dauntless Escort. That's going to meet Mana Leak. Hunter needs a black mana, and he finds it. There's the Swamp. We have a game now. He does still have 3 double black spells in hand. He can't cast the Doomblade. It shows no artifacts, which is interesting. You can't have boarded all of them out. Joe draws Restoration Angel. It's a good threat, although it can get Disdainful Strict. He's have to be smart in how he meters out his threats here. He's going to attack with Safi. Hunter is going to get blown out if he tries to cast Doomblade. Pause in the end step. Nope, okay. He hits a 4th land, so he's got the Darksteel Citadel. So we are going to play Magic, it looks like. He's still got Doomblade. He has Doomblade plus Disdainful Stroke, so let's see if Joe goes for Resto. He doesn't. Being patient. Draws Bant Charm. That's a good card here. It can kill an artifact or counter an instant. Those things are both pretty versatile. I think I could see casting Teague here, because you still have Bant Charm up. He's going to attack first. Nothing. He's playing this game very patiently. Also note that if Tezzeret comes down, makes Darksteel Citadel a 5/5, Bant Charm can actually put it on the bottom because it just says target creature. Joe's going to probably go for the Resto, and it's going to get stroked. So it's a good exchange for Hunter. He's able to clear the board. And he's also going to be able to get Tezzeret down. Because the Teague is still in Joe's hand. I don't think this was a mistake by any stretch. Like, I think you have to go for the 2-for-1. That's what your Restoration Angel's in the deck for. It just didn't work out there. Hunter draws Vendilion Click. It is a spell he can cast, so that helps. He still got 3, he can't. So it's possible he could click himself to try to draw another Swamp. He's going to just pass. We'll see if he goes for the draw step click or not. He is going to draw step him. He draws Voice of Resurgence. He has a pretty good smattering of threats here. You can put a couple of cards down. Hunter has a tough decision. So he's got... He's going to be able to untap with 4 mana. All he can cast is this Tezzeret, though. So what does he take? I actually wonder if you take the Bant Charm, because the Bant Charm foils... Well, The Bant Charm foils the Darksteel Citadel play. Gaddock Teeg foils the Tezzeret play, but I guess you have to assume you're going to draw a second swamp. Okay, and he draws Heartwood Storyteller. If he plays Heartwood Storyteller and one of... I think his best play is Gaddock Teeg, Heartwood Storyteller. That's like the Psychic play. Psychic play often not the correct play. Heartwood Storyteller survives Infest and Drown in Sorrow. So he does cast that. And then... Yeah, Even Voice is probably fine. That's like a must-answer card, actually. He does. Okay, so he does play Heartwood, Gaddock Teeg. So Hunter currently cannot cast any cards in his hand. He has to draw a swamp. Okay, he draws a Flash Freeze, which is a spell he can cast. Also, just like every spell he casts, Joe's gonna draw a card, and because of the Heartwood Storyteller, it's a pretty powerful card in this matchup. He draws Mirren Crusader. That actually is pretty bad against Drown in Sorrow. Awkwardly, I don't think Joe can attack. It's a bit of a problem. So he really doesn't want to trade off either of these creatures that are put. Maybe he plays Voice and just passes. That doesn't end well. If Hunter draws a land for the Drown. And it's not that bad. Oh, he's going to sack his Horizon Canopy. He gets another option. He draws Marsh Flats. So, not a great one here. Basically puts him back in the same exact spot he was in before. He passes. Hunter draws Cryptic Command. Another thing you can't cast. Joe draws another land. I think Joe has to make a play. It's like Hunter is going to draw land eventually. Yeah, I think you just cast the Voice. Because you can actually attack with the Voice. That's what matters. Because you're okay with the Voice dying and making a bigger token. And then, yeah, there it is. That gets Flash Frozen, but Joe does get to draw a card. But he didn't. Didn't draw a card. Well, that's odd. The whole point of playing that card is so you draw cards. Hunter not casting spells here. He actually can't cast a Cryptic anyway because of Gaddock Teeg. So he really has to cast the Infest or the Drown. Joe's going to sack Marsh Flats, probably get Hallowed Fountain. Joe finds Thalia. Thalia's pretty good when your opponent's Mana screwed. Well, it's actually pretty... It doesn't stop the sweeper, though. Joe gets in for 4. It's another thing that can attack. It doesn't increase his clock, I think. Hunter just has to find that swamp. He draws Tide Hollow Strix. That is a card he can cast. It's another blocker. Yeah, he can't stop Thalia or Mirror Crusader, though. He's probably got a couple of draws left. Funny how this Reclamation Sage is just done doing nothing. Hunter hasn't been able to resolve a single artifact. Joe cannot cast Collected Company because of Gaddock Teague, but Gaddock Teague is doing a lot of work on the opposite side. And stopping both Tezzerets and the Cryptic. Joe not attacking with Thalia for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's a free attack. I think he can first strike down both blockers. Hunter finally draws the swamp. Well, now I presume he is going to attack, because why not? And then he can drown in sorrow. Scry. Joe should get to draw a card, although he missed the trigger last time, and cast Company, so he's still in pretty good shape. So we're up to 17 from the Strix attack, and here's Drown in Sorrow for 4 mana. Doesn't kill everything but the Storyteller. Joe really needs to draw his card. 1 green for a 2/3 with no text is pretty bad. As we're noting that the Company is going to give Hunter a card, because this triggers off for its owner. Wait. Oh. He did. Okay, he drew his card this time. He drew Thrun. Another strong threat, actually. Alright, so everything's dead except the Storyteller. Hunter's going to have to pass. Joe is going to cast Collector Company. Hunter should draw a card. It's worth noting Joe does not have 3 green mana, so he can't actually cast Thrun and have regen mana up. We'll see what he companies into. Hunter draws a Capsule, that's not bad. Kill the Storyteller. Joe draws Great Sable Stag and Grand Abolisher. So much just nasty stuff. His deck is just loaded with control hate. His best draw might be Forest. Wargate's probably good too. Can he attack for 7? Oh, he can Wargate for Wiltleaf Liege and end the game. Yeah, he can Wargate for 4. Get Wiltleaf Liege, pump his guys by 3, and attack for 10. And I think he found that line of play just in the nick of time. Here's Wargate. Yep. That is going to be 3, 7, 10. And lethal. That's the game. And that was a pretty quick one. I think that that's a really tough matchup for Hunter. There's just a lot of problematic cards. Hey guys.
Hello.
That was kind of one-sided.
So I looked through everybody's deck list, just looking for cards that I cared especially about, like stuff that pulls up artifacts and stuff that hates against control. Joe has 3 artifact destruction and like 11 control hate cards.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Is it obvious I don't like playing against control?
Yeah.
I really don't like playing against control.
Maybe.
So that second game was actually more competitive than I expected the match to be.
Yeah. That was you were close for a while if you could have drawn that second swamp sooner.
That would have been so hopeful, you have no idea. I had Infest, Drown in Sorrow, Lifebane Zombie in hand for the whole game. My second game 7 was Island, Counterspell, black cards.
And Teague was shutting off like the entire rest of his hand too. So like he had to kill Teague first.
Yeah, I mean it was only Tezzeret and Cryptic, but I mean it still might have done something.
That was a good Wargate at the end. I'm happy to say I caught that on commentary. I was like, oh no, he can Wargate for Legion in the game.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking, well, I guess it's another Damnation or Die game.
Yeah. The Heartwood Storyteller seems really obnoxious. When you only play like 3 creatures or something.
It drew me a
I
card.
only remember the trigger once.
Yeah, you did miss it one of the
3 times.
Oh, there were 3 times? I definitely caught one where you missed it. I made the comment that 1 green for a 2/3 is probably like a C- in limited, so. Yeah, I didn't think there were a lot of like integral decision tree moments in either game.
No, not really.
There was one turn. I thought Joe should have played the Voice of Resurgence the turn before he actually played it, even though it got countered. But just because like you were stuck at parity and couldn't attack. I don't know. Was there anything interesting on your end or decisions that maybe weren't obvious?
I guess killing the Hierarch turn 2, game 1.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't work that time.
Yeah.
He had plenty of lands. Usually, like, killing their bird off of mulligan is the right play. But,
I don't know. Might have been greedy.
It hurt pretty bad that time. Maybe, like, the matchup is just so bad for you that you have to hope he gets mana screwed. I'm not really sure.
I think it might be.
It sure didn't look good. Like, you just kept drawing card after card that was like, wow, this is really good here.
Yeah.
Maybe deck is too skewed towards control matchups, question mark. Because, like, you beat the 2 control decks pretty easily.
Yeah,
Lost the other 3 rounds so far.
I thought when I was drafting that I would have an easier time against non-control decks than I did, so I think I drafted too many anti-control cards. But...
What how did you guys sideboard?
Let's see. I put in Vexing Shusher, the Grand Abolisher, and man, I'm trying to. I put in anti-control cards. Like.
Yeah, makes sense.
I took out Thragtusk actually, as much as it pained me to do it, because I didn't feel like I was going to need life gain. Body Double and a couple other just large creatures that I didn't think I needed.
Yeah. So you weren't trying to combo off?
No,
I didn't think that was a great plan.
The combo was there for you and Sky, and it failed both times.
Yeah, fair enough.
I did Lifeline Zombie, Spell Sky, Flash Freeze, Dragon Star, Infest, out, and taking out Talisman of Dominance, Build Lotus, Mindslaver, Jace, and Duress.
Makes sense. Yeah, it just seemed like there's too many cards that matter to you. Like, part of the advantage when you play Control is your opponents just play some cards that you just don't care about.
Right.
But anyway, I'm looking at the standings, so 2 and 3 is actually tied for 4th right now, so everybody's still alive with 2 weeks to go. Me, Smith, and Sky are the only people above 500. That's Hunter, Scott, and Joe are all 2 and 3. No, you could come down to the last week. Yeah, I don't know anything else. This has been a short broadcast here, but
yeah, I don't think there's anything else to be said.
Alrighty. Well, we'll be back next week for. I actually made a list of everyone's remaining opponents because I needed to do that anyway, so I can maybe even look and find some scenarios. Joe still has to play Carney and the other Joe, and then Hunter still has to play Scott and Smith.
Gotcha.
The Hunter versus Scott matchup could take like 2 hours. Control mirrors and untied rounds. Okay, well, sounds good. Well, thanks for joining me. We'll be back next week for more Magic Roto Draft, Modern Roto Draft even.